time to start putting our car back together again. And one of the things we picked up when we were down at the SL shop Pagoda open day was one of these little fittings here. You can see this one is completely split. Getting this air filter back in there is easier said than done. First of all, you're going to take off this lead here, and then I think we're going to have to take off all of the distributor cap as well. The distributor cap is just held on by these two spring-loaded fittings here. You put Phillips screwdriver in, you push and twist, and they should just spring up. That's the theory. Anyway, whoops. Next, I'm just going to take the vacuum advance line off. Remember to put all these things back on. And last, we're going to have to take off this oil cooler pipe as well. This is actually a 27mm spanner, and if you're lucky, when you undo it, you won't have oil gushing out everywhere. I'm just going to find out. And finally, you've got to take the two bolts out to remove the ignition coil, and that should allow us to wedge this in without scraping too much paint off. We're going to move this pipe here that catches to here out of the way, and we're also going to disconnect this pipe here, which connects to the bottom of the air intake just there. That should allow us to get that air box in. Well, that took a little bit of wiggling to get in, but I think we're just about there. In order to wiggle that in, we had to take off the little anti-vibration bungs, so we're going to slip our hand down there and screw them back on now. Once you've got that anti-vibration bung on there, you just need to thread it through the hole. Remember to put a nut on that side, and you'll need a washer as well. I noticed we're missing one of these grommets, so we'll put one of those on while we're here. If you are missing these grommets, or if they're rock hard, it's worth getting some new ones to stop yourself having to repair these at a later date. That's the part number there, 115-987-0444. While I'm here, I was going to replace this rusty hose clamp, but I noticed that the pipe is actually split as well, and that's part of the reason for that. Plus it's rusty inside, but part of the reason for that is that it's done up so tight, and of course once again it's the wrong size hose clamp for that pipe, so we'll be replacing that section of pipe if we can ever get it off. Of course, getting that hose clamp off is no easy task. If I'd have known I was going to have to take that off, I would have taken it off before I put this in, because getting a long screwdriver in there is proving a little bit tricky. But I think what we're going to have to do is cut that cable tie there, and then see if we can twist the pipe off, or at least twist it so that the screw is facing us. Must have taken me almost an hour to get that hose clip off. Wow. And eventually, with a bit of perseverance, we kept that off. Let's have a look at it. It's probably fair to say that that's overdue for renewal. The hose clip on this side was just done up way too tight as well. If you do them up too tight, they just bite into the pipe and end up cutting the pipe. So we'll be replacing that, suffice to say. I had hoped just to come here and connect all the radiator system up, but that is not going to happen, because the pipe that we've just taken off there, I can see that that pipe is full of rust, and I'm going to need to take it out, get it sandblasted and see what's left of it. But it is held on by a bracket under there, and to get to that nut, I think you're going to have to take off all of the air conditioning belt and bracket. I really didn't want to get involved in taking all the water pump, thermostat and everything else off this car, but I don't think I've got any choice at all. I think we've got to start by taking this bracket here off. The way to tension and slacken this belt is actually slightly counterintuitive. That nut on there is actually welded to that bracket, so don't be trying to undo that. What you need to do is undo the front fitting with a 8mm Allen bolt. And then once you've done that, you'll find that this here slides back and forwards and you can easily get the belt off. So of course I can't get a socket around that fitting because there's not enough room in here. So I'm just going to see what happens if I bash it with a spanner, a ring spanner. It's not a great idea because you're not getting even torque, but stranger things have happened. Something happened there. Well, we have got one down. That is loose. So maybe there's hope for us yet. Okay, this looks like we're going to get 2 out of 2. I think there's only 2 bolts holding this bracket in. We'll soon find out. As we take this off, that whole bracket should come off. Hopefully, like so. That should allow us to take this tensioner pulley off. And once you've got that bracket off, you've got far more access to get to the bolt underneath there, which is a 13mm bolt. Now you might be able to get it with a slightly angled spanner like that, but what we use is a 13mm spanner that we've sacrificed and actually bent, and that allows you to get in there. And hopefully these bolts here have had oil put on them before they've gone back in. Hopefully they've done the same one with that one, and you'll be able to get that out. Unfortunately, what you'll find when you've loosened that bolt is it's just slightly too long and hits this, so you're going to have to take this off to get this pipe off, or you're going to have to cut that with an angle grinder and use a slightly shorter bolt. Now, it may be something I live to regret, but rather than taking all of this fan assembly off, I'm going to cut this bolt off so I can get this pipe out, have a look at it and send it off to powder coating. Okay, we cut that off with an angle grinder. Probably be a little bit hot still. Oh, it's a little bit hot. That should allow us to get this pipe here out. Finally managed to get that pipe loose. Let's have a closer look at it. When we sandblast this pipe here, it's going to disintegrate and have lots of pinholes in it, but we'll soon find out. Now, in the interim, we have had this pipe sandblasted, and as suspected, it is indeed damaged and full of pinholes. You could see that it's been previously repaired. So you could repair this pipe by brazing it there. You could also potentially repair this pipe the same way we did it before, using 3M panel bond or JB weld, clamping it on with some hose clamps. But the end of this pipe is really damaged, both ends, and what I'm actually going to do is make up a section of metal pipe like this. So I'm going to do a separate video showing you exactly how to make up a metal pipe like this. That video is going to show you how to put a bead on the pipe like that. It's going to show you how to attach these brackets here, assuming you haven't got the wherewithal and tools to braze it on. And it's going to show you how to do really complicated bends. This pipe's actually bent in 3 different ways. So if you're interested in making up your own pipes or seeing me struggle to make up my own pipe, that'll be in the next video.